Hi, I've been looking for a way to earn more money. Well, I've found a great new business and I would like to tell you about it. Obviously, if I don't know it's for you or not, but I'd love to show you more. And even if it's not for you, you may have some ideas to help me. So, are you free for a coffee next Wednesday or Thursday? Okay, obviously, you use what you think's applicable to you. So, for me, one of the major things when I joined this business is to make some extra money, but also to have some more free time. So I would have done that quite genuinely. So delete the bits out that are most relevant to you, basically. Okay, so from there, that is a great way of just contacting people fresh. You're asking for their help. Most people will want to help you. Okay, if you've been in the business a while, obviously you can do that if you feel that's right, but for me, I'm coming up to nearly 3 years now, so I can't really say to people I've just found this great new business, because that would sound a bit wrong. So, hi, whoever you are. As you know, I run a business with Forever, and I was thinking about how you mentioned the other day that you're looking for some extra money. I'd like to show you more about Forever to see if I can help you. Obviously, I don't know if it's for you or not, but I'd love to show you more. And even if it's not for you, you might have some ideas of how to help me. So would you be free next Thursday or Friday for a coffee? Okay. Now, both of those have got what we call an out in it. So if you are really, really overexcited, you go through lots of detail and you say, this is definitely going to be for you because you've always wanted to earn extra money. They might feel that it's real pressure and they might feel that you're expecting them to join. Whereas this way, what you're actually doing is you're saying that you want to meet them, you want to show them, but it might not be for you at all. Okay, so you're not making the assumption that they'll definitely do this. Okay, so it's all very well if it's somebody that's a very close friend, and that's great. And you know that they're always saying they want to go to Disneyland, they haven't got the money, or they want to do this and they haven't got the money, that kind of thing. But what if you don't actually know? So maybe they're a Facebook friend, and you don't have that great an idea of what they'd actually be looking for. And you don't want to make an assumption that they want extra money. If you contact somebody and say, oh, I've got this great idea for you to make some extra money, and then they turn around and say, actually, I don't want any extra money, you kind of setting yourself up for a bit of a fall before you start. So this is one that I did a couple of months ago. I got quite a lot of one-to-ones out of it. So I sent this as a Facebook message to people that I didn't have their phone numbers for. So, hi Jeanette, how are you? Hope you're okay. I'm after a favour. Could I meet with you to show you some more info about Forever? Not because I expect you to join, but just because I think you would know loads of people that are exactly the kind of people I can help. So let me know if you could meet up one evening next week. Now, I sent this to quite a lot of people. I probably sent it to about 30, I suppose. I had a few people that were away on holiday at the time and I had to reschedule with them. I had a few people that were a no, a couple of people that ignored me, which was fine. But I actually got a lot of one-to-ones out of it, got some product sales, which is great, and also got some referrals to people that they knew that were interested in the business. So that's always a good one. And that's also, you could adapt that if you've asked them before and they've said no, not interested, too busy, etc., then you could adapt this one and say that would you meet me just so I can pick your brains. And I think the most important thing with all of this is to put it in your own words, because if it sounds like a script, you're going to turn them off, whereas you want to try and engage with them as much as possible. Okay, so everybody asks you what it is. Okay, so you've got your first steps to manager manual. That gives you some really good answers in there. So what I would normally say is it's a $2.6 billion company. We're the largest growers of aloe vera in the world, and we specialise in health and nutrition products. So when people say, what is it? They don't necessarily want to know everything about it. They just want to know a couple of a couple of things. They just want an idea of what kind of thing it is, okay? They might ask more specific questions, and again, it goes through this in the First Steps to Manager manual. So, is it sales? Okay, always ask them why they ask that. So that's interesting. Why do you ask that? Okay, now when I was very new to this, I made the assumption that if they asked if it was sales, that meant they didn't want to do sales, and I tied myself up in knots so many times by going, oh no, it's not sales, I'd never do sales, and they go, oh, that's a shame, I really like sales, and you've shot yourself. Okay, so always ask them why they ask, because they might actually want to do that, and we're just assuming they're being negative. They might be being positive. Is it Avon? Is it Herbalife? Etc. Again, ask them why they ask that. Okay, because it might be that they've done it before and they've found that really successful. So again, it might not actually be a negative. Okay, any questions so far? If you've got any questions, you can write them in the chat bar and I'll try and answer them for you. Okay, moving along from your warm list. Now, your warm list is the most powerful thing you have in your business. If you write your warm list correctly and completely empty your brain of absolutely everybody that you know, and you can have people on there like the lady in the flower shop, the guy in the paper shop. You don't have to know their name and number. It's just people that you know. Okay, so when you write your warm list, absolutely empty your brain. Doesn't mean you have to contact all of them. Everybody's got names on their list that they don't want to contact. That's fine, but there may come a time that you do want to contact them. So just write them down and keep adding to it all the time. So when you meet somebody new, add them to your warm list. The stats are that if somebody's on your warm list, for every 10 one-to-ones you do, one person will join. And actually, sometimes that can be a lot higher. When it's cold markets, so that's people that you've never met before. So, for example, people that you bump into in the street, people that serve you in a shop. You might try advertising in a paper shop. So much harder because they don't know you. Whereas if you do a one-to-one with somebody that's known you for 5 years, they know what you're like, and they know, hopefully, that you wouldn't be trying to get them involved in something that was dubious, so they already trust you. And that's the whole thing. People will do what they feel, that basically they're buying into you. So if you show them what you're doing and how exciting it is and how you're enjoying it, they'll be convinced by that. If people don't know you, you have to take them through a much longer process of getting them to trust you, to like you, etc., before you get to the point where they're ready to join. Okay, 10 one-to-ones is one person joining on average, Helen, but obviously that is an average. I've seen people first one-to-one and that person joins. It just varies. Okay, so I'm very much inclined to work smart, as we call it. So when I'm out and about, I will talk to people. So talking to people is one of the strongest skills that we've got, really. So when I'm in a shop or I'm in a restaurant or I'm in a coffee shop, if somebody serves me that I feel would be an asset to my business, I'll talk to them. And actually, when they're serving you, particularly if they're retail, that's a really, really great way to strike up a conversation with them. So, for example, on Friday, I was in a restaurant and there was a lady that was absolutely rushed off her feet. Really, really lovely lady. And I just said, oh, you look busy. Are you one of those lucky people that loves their job? Okay. She pulled a face, right? And most people will. Most people that work in shops or restaurants, I don't know what percentage it will be, but most people didn't set out in life to work somewhere like that, particularly if you see somebody complaining at them. If you see somebody complaining at them, you can build up quite a rapport quite quickly with them by being really sympathetic. Okay, so ask them what they like about their job, and then ask them what they dislike about their job. Okay, then from there you can say, I'm looking for people at the moment. I run a health and nutrition business. I help people like you who dislike their current job. and then put some points in that you feel will appeal to them for what they just said. So the lady that I met on Friday, she starts work at 11 o'clock in the morning and finishes at 12 o'clock at night, and she's probably 20, 21. So obviously that's really going to affect her social life. So the first thing I pointed out was how flexible our work is, that we choose what hours we work. Okay, so I run a health and nutrition business. I help people like you who dislike their current job. We all work from home. It's completely flexible hours. You can do it alongside what you already do. You have a lot of fun and you get well rewarded. Because again, most people that work in retail or restaurants will mention that, you know, it is not a great work because they don't get rewarded, etc. Okay. So basically, I'm people shopping all the time. I don't go out for an hour just to pick up phone numbers. I'll do that now and again, but most of the time I just incorporate it into what I'm already doing, and that's what I would advise everybody to do. If you're anywhere, if you're with a group of friends, if you're at a play group, if you're at work, if you're at the gym, just talk to people, just smile at people, talk to them, ask them how they are. If they moan about aches and pains and colds and flus, you've got products that can help them. If they moan about their job, you've got a business that can help them. So in a lot of ways, our business is very much a listening business. Sometimes people really make this business really overcomplicated by thinking that they can only work on the day off, or that they've only got an hour in an evening. But actually, most of us are out and about all the time, or hopefully we are. Hopefully most of us aren't hermits, and you'll be talking to people all the time. And that doesn't mean that you prospect, as we call it, somebody that those people in Tesco's that manage to serve you without speaking to you once, and they just kind of grunt when they want you to put the PIN number in. I think we've all seen those. You might not feel that they're an asset to your business. I wouldn't want somebody like that in my business. So what we're doing is we're literally people shopping. We're looking for the diamonds, and that's why they call it prospecting. So we're looking for the people that you think, wow, I'd really like them in my business. Okay? So talking to people that run businesses, so hairdressers, beauticians, personal trainers, all those vets, all those kind of businesses that are seeing people day in, day out that would benefit from our products. Now, I've been lured into the trap of thinking if somebody's a personal trainer, they're going to retail more products than any of us. So it's important to talk to people if you know people in that field, but don't get distracted by just going down the yellow pages trying to talk to people that are a personal trainer or a beautician, because actually it's about their personality as to whether they'll be successful in forever or not so much about what business they've got. So I've got a physiotherapist, a personal trainer, a sports masseur, and not all of them have actually run with this business, even though they've got a massive potential. So your warm market is still the most important. But if you've got a friend of a friend that knows a beautician, fantastic. You know, those are the kind of leads that you should be looking for. Okay, so when you speak to businesses, it's exactly the same thing. Always lead with the business opportunity. So we do exactly the same thing when we're talking to our warm list, purely because if you would speak to somebody about the products and they said, I don't like the products, you can't then go on to them and talk to them about the business, because they're never going to be able to build a business with products that they don't like. Okay, but if you talk to them about the business and they say, I'm busy, I've got no money, I don't want to do that, then you can say, all right, that's fine, respect your decision. Who do you know that might be interested? And also, can I show you the products? Because I know lots of people that at the end of the one-to-one don't want to join the business, but they want to buy the products. Okay, so it's exactly the same when you're talking to people that are in a business environment. Talk to them about the business opportunity first, because most people that you'll come across that are a beautician or a hairdresser, they'll be time poor and probably not making as much money as they need to, which is how this business will work brilliantly for them, because if they can build a team, which we can show them how to do, they can start getting a good income on top of what they're already earning, which will help with their overheads. If you start talking to them about taking a drinking gel or bee pollen, they might just be thinking, I haven't got enough money to buy the things I need to buy now. Okay, so when I talk to a business, I keep it really, really simple. These people are really, really busy. So if I could show you a way of adding an extra income to what you already do without doing much more than you do now, would you be interested in finding out more? And then just listen to what they say. Okay, and it is as simple as that. If they're a hairdresser and they're talking to clients all day, every day, they haven't got to spend 4 hours in the evening going out and speaking to people about the business. They're already doing it all day long. So they can really make a great success alongside what they already do. Okay, any questions? No? Okay. Right, the next bit is overcoming objections. So the best thing to do is empathise with them. So we use feel, felt, found. Okay, so one of the most common ones, I don't have the money to start. Okay, now sometimes if they say they don't have the money, that actually means they don't want to do it, and that's the easiest excuse without saying I don't want to do what you're doing. Okay, so you kind of have to find out whether they really want to do it or whether it is just an excuse. Okay, but you use feel, felt, found. Okay, so somebody says to you, I don't have the money for the box. I know exactly how you feel. It is a lot of money for some people. I felt exactly the same way, but what I found was I jumped in, joined Forever, I followed the system quickly, and I got that money back within the first month. And then just be quiet, just see what they say. Okay, if somebody follows the system of Forever, those of us that have been in a while know from the success stories we've seen, there's the ability to make a huge amount of money really, really quickly. And obviously that depends on how much time you've got and how much energy you put into it. The biggest thing with that is that you've got to be able to pick up the phone. You've got to be confident enough to pick up the phone, talk to people and go, I've started this business, do you want to take a look? Okay, that's the only way to get on in this business really, is just to talk to people. Okay, but if you do, that £200 for that initial box you can get back really, really quickly. I've seen people get that back on their first launch. I've seen people get team members within their first month. Okay, so it's a very, very small investment. The other thing you need to talk to them about is the fact that any business needs tools. So if I decided that I wanted to be a window cleaner because I love being outside in the cold and up a ladder so much, I would have to buy my ladders, I'd have to buy my bucket, I'd have to buy my sponge, I'd probably have to buy a vehicle to be able to get around, I suppose. So even the simplest business that you could think of, as far as I know, if anybody can think of one that doesn't cost a penny, let me know. But you're always going to need a little bit of money. Okay. The other thing is when you're doing a one-to-one, if you engage with them really, really well at the beginning and talk to them a lot about what they want from the business. So, you know, if somebody wants to earn an extra £400, £500 a month, find out why. You know, if that is the difference between them paying their mortgage and not paying their mortgage, then if they're broke at the end of every month now, will that ever change? Okay, so you know, it's a case of talking to them. If they really, really genuinely haven't got the money, then get them to write a warm list now. Get them to, you do the one-to-ones with them. They can join on the same day as their new people if they wanted to. So they could use their bonus to kind of get the money back as soon as they join. Also, they could do a couple of launches, start getting some money together. Okay, so you might not be able to raise £200, but you might be able to put some money towards it. But I can talk to you about that if you're interested in how to do that. Okay, I don't have the time. Everybody has the same 24 hours a day. It's what we decide to do with it that counts. This is a business that you very much can run by turning EastEnders off of an evening and doing something productive instead. But a lot of people will think, do you know what? I'm massively busy now. How would I ever manage to do that? Again, it's about how much they want it, but use the feel, felt, found. Okay, I know exactly how you feel. When I first looked at this business, I had no time at all and I was completely stressed. I already had a business and a family, so I know how you. I know how you must be feeling. But what I knew was, if I didn't make a change, it would always be the same. I would always be running around chasing my tail, working a business that ruled me. Okay, I joined, and what I found was I could work smart and fit it into tiny amounts of time, and I can teach you those ways that I learnt as well. Okay, and again, it all depends. Some people will say they haven't got the time because they really don't want to do it. Other people say they haven't got the time because they've missed the bits during the one-to-one where you tell them that it's a shrink wrap business, that they can fit it into the real nooks and crannies. Okay, the pyramid scheme objection. Okay, I don't get asked this one anymore, actually. I think a lot of it is confidence. If you're really, really confident about what you're doing, then they won't be negative like this, I don't think. Or very rarely. You'll get the odd negative person. So is it one of those pyramid kind of schemes? Okay, I know exactly how you feel. I was very skeptical when I was first shown this, and I felt very cautious. But with loads of research, I Googled like mad. I found that the company is really well respected. We are members of the DSA, which is the Direct Selling Association. We have Investors in People Gold Standard, and our business model has been passed in 158 countries worldwide. Pyramid schemes are illegal. There is no such thing anymore, and we're a very ethical company. Okay, so I think probably the objections is probably one of the hardest things when people come up with a reason they don't want to do it. We're not here to convince people. If people don't want to join Forever, that's absolutely fine. Just ask them who they know. But if they come up with an objection that you kind of think, do you know what? If they say they haven't got the time and you're sitting there thinking, well, they work, part-time, I work part-time, why could they not do it? If I can do it, they can do it. I think it's important to say that just in case they missed the bits during the presentation where you tell them that it's a very much a shrink wrapped. You can fit it into the nooks and crannies. And the same with the money. £200 is a lot of money to a lot of people that haven't got any money. But we all know people in the business that had no money at all that are now making a really good income with a much better way of life. And that's what you're offering people. You're offering them the chance to jump in, take a chance, but actually make a real difference to what their situation is that they're in at the moment. Okay, has anybody got any other questions? My questions aren't coming up. Hold on. Can somebody write a question so I can see where they're supposed to be, because it's not working. Oh, look there. Yay! That's irrelevant, Luke. Yes, you have got time to get another glass of wine, Helen. Well done. Luke, that's irrelevant to the training. Focus. Right, okay. Has anybody got anything they would like to add? Because I'm bored of the sound of my own voice now. Where's Tony? Tony, have you got anything you'd like to say? I can unmute you if you like. Oh, he's there. Hold on. Tony. Why you're all drinking wine when I'm on Fit One? I find that really unfair. Tony, do you want to
Can you hear
speak?
us?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Hello? Hello? He's gone again. Almost. You're very Dalek-y. Hello? I'm on the webinar. No, I can't mute. Can't hear Tony. Tony, do you want to type what you want to say? Oh, hang on, you're there. Tony?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Hello? I think Tony's... Oh, hang on. What are you doing? Right, can you go away? Go away. Go away. Right. Luke, have you got anything you want to add? Oh. Can't hear you, Tony. Do you want to type what you want to say? I think somebody needs to install Tony a new router because his broadband's awful. Luke, have you got anything you want to add? No. Right. Okay. One last thing I want to talk about. Is sorry, I've got a 14-year-old in my room that needs to grow up. I wanted to talk to you about a sense of urgency. So, imagine if you turned up at your local business presentation, or you went to a training, or you saw on Facebook that one of your best contacts, so you've got somebody on your warm list, who you think would be absolutely fantastic at this business, but you either A, haven't had the time to contact her, B, were too scared to contact her, or C, what's C? Don't know, lost train of thought there. Right, so you either haven't had the time to do it, you're scared to contact her, or you just hadn't got round to it, that kind of thing. So you go on Facebook and you see a post saying, I've just joined Forever, and who would like to borrow some products? Okay, and you immediately think to yourself, that person should be in my team. Okay, so it's happened to it's happened to a lot of people. I'm quite fortunate. I had somebody turn up at a business presentation that I hadn't done the one-to-one with. Just, I don't even know why. She was a young lady, really lovely, went to a networking group that I go to, and I just hadn't asked her for a one-to-one. And she turned up with somebody else at a BP. I was lucky because she didn't join. Absolutely nothing, it was my fault, absolutely 100% my fault. So if it happens, there's nothing you can do about it at all. And it's a gutter. I stood next to somebody that's in our wider team, so I think it was one of Amanda Adams's team. And when you're at a success day, you used to be able to see supervisors go up on stage, and now it's too busy, so it's assistant managers upwards that go up on stage. So I'm standing next to one of Amanda's team, and she's gone, oh my God, I know her. So she's just seen somebody not only join Forever, but be promoted to supervisor, which means she's got something going for her. And she's on stage, and she never asked her. So don't assume people won't be interested. I've got people from every kind of walk of life that you could possibly imagine. So I've got 19-year-old students right up to 60-year-olds. I've got people that have got absolutely no money at all, that you think wouldn't be able to afford the box, up to people that live a really, really comfortable lifestyle that still want to grow a business with forever. So don't ever assume that people won't want to do it. When that girl walked into the BP, and I was so fortunate that she didn't join, because that would have been such a gutter. But when she walked in, I felt like I'd been slapped in the face. It's really, really horrible. If you know somebody that you want in your business, then contact them, speak to them. If you're short on time, work a way around it. Even if you have a 5-minute conversation with them over the phone and put them on the online BP, that's not the best way to do it. The best way to do it is to meet them for a one-to-one. But if that's the only way you can get the business in front of them, then do it. So, you know, it is really, really important to kind of think to yourself, right, if that person joins somebody else's business, how would I feel? Okay, so sometimes if I've got somebody to ring and I'm a little bit intimidated and I'm kind of thinking, I don't really want to ring that person, I don't know what to say, they're not going to be interested, all those little conversations you have in your own head, then I think, right, okay, how would I feel if they turn up at the BP, or I see a post on Facebook next week that they've joined? Okay, that will make me pick the phone up and think, do you know what, just offer it to them, because this business can make such a massive difference to people that are stuck in a dead-end job, that don't have enough money. You don't necessarily know what's going on with people either. I've done a one-to-one before with somebody that I didn't realise, but they'd just lost everything, and I didn't know that, and actually Forever was a bit of a lifesaver for them. Okay, so it's about just having a coffee with them, showing them what you've got. If they're not interested, that's fine, that's another person ticked off your list. You can just tick them off your list, ask them for referral, show them the products. Okay, right, one last thing I'm going to cover is how to talk to people about the products. The absolute best way to talk to people about the products is to invite them around your house or somebody else's house, or to a hall or to a gym, or whatever you can do, and do a product launch. Gives them all the information about all the products all in one place, and you're being really, really time smart. So if you can get 8 to 10 people in your house, for example, and you can show them all about the products in one go, then that's probably about 10 hours work, where you'd meet 10 people for a coffee to talk to them. Okay, always talk to them about the business first. That's so important. But if you meet somebody and they're saying constantly get flu, got aches and pains, saw my uncle on Friday, got completely gammy knee, in pain all the time with his knee. Okay, so in that sort of situation, I would just say, I've got a product that I really think could help you. I use it, it's done wonders for me. Can I give you a call and have a chat with you about it? And I normally leave it at that. So if you're out and about, pretty similar to talking about the business, you don't necessarily want to get into a massive, huge, long conversation about it. You just want to give them a bit of information about it. Make sure, if you can, that you always have leaflets on you. So the 10 top reasons to drink the drinking gel, fantastic leaflets. If you've got a bag, you can carry them in, ladies. Gentlemen, keep them in your car. Keep them in your man bag if you have one. And the samples as well. The samples are absolutely fantastic. I have sample sachets in my handbag all the time. Heat lotion is brilliant. If somebody complains of a bad back, bad knee, headache, anything like that, you can give them a heat lotion sachet. Propolis is also a really good one. If they've got dry skin on their hands, you can tend to see it, and you can actually say, oh, I see your skin looks a bit dry, do you want to try this? And the other one is the aloe jelly. So people with gnat bites, cuts, burns, things like that, you can give out the aloe jelly to them. So Claire's just asked, do you take their number or give a business card out? I always take their number if I possibly can. It's pretty similar with your website. So when I've had customers that want to order a product, if I order it for them and drop them off, they'll drink it, they'll take it, it's all good. If I give them my web address and say order it yourself, 50% of the time they never order it. Something comes up, they get busy, they forget all about it. And I think it's exactly the same as if you give your business card out. If they won't give their number over, then that's fine, then give your business card out. But if you give your business card to somebody that's either interested in the business or interested in the products, you'll probably find that they'll never call you. It's very, very rare that they call you because things just crop up in life. So I like to take control and always take their number if at all possible. Okay, so I think I've covered everything that I wanted to cover tonight. I'm going to post a couple of other things on the page, on the Facebook page. One is a weekly schedule that I'll quickly pop up now. This is brilliant for, oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, it's not there. Okay, weekly schedule is just a graph, Monday through till Sunday, and you can block out your time. So what I do is I block out times that I do anything else, and I green highlight my forever time. So I can see at a glance what times I'm working forever time and what times I'm getting on with my other life. And that helps me completely know when I'm doing one-to-ones. It also helps me keep control of when I work, when I don't work. So, for example, you can sometimes fall into the trap of doing appointments when you don't really want to. Just because people say, oh, the only time I can meet you is so-and-so. And this is supposed to be a lifestyle business, so you are supposed to fit it around what you want to do. But the best way to do that is to be completely organised. And again, it will make you see how much time you've got as well. Because if you go through and go, right, actually, I can't do a Monday night because I always go there, but actually I've got Tuesday, Thursday nights free, then you know what you're doing. Okay. The other thing I'm going to put up is the point system. So we need to do income producing activity. So income producing activity is phoning your prospects, doing your one-to-one, doing your follow-up calls, so people that you've spoken to about the products or people that you've spoken to about the business, attending a BP, bringing a guest to a BP, even better, doing events, so do a product launch, do a tabletop, do a pup drop, go to a networking event, and attending trainings. They're all things that will grow your business and produce an income. Sometimes you can get kind of off kilter of just posting things on Facebook, answering questions on Facebook, spending 3 hours designing your business cards, that kind of thing. These are the activities that will grow your business, get you success, and also bring you an income, which for most of us is the most important thing. Okay, Helen's asking what a pup drop is. A pup drop is basically a box of samples, Helen. So you use out what's in your new distributor pack, put it into a nice basket. I'll send you the YouTube clip so you can see what it is. And you lend it to people for about 3 or 4 days. At the end of the 3 or 4 days, you go back, pick it up, you put a questionnaire in it, asking them what they thought of the products, and you're just asking them for their feedback, really. But it does produce quite a lot of orders. Sometimes if people look at our products in the brochure, they might be put off by the price, not realise the quality, whereas if people actually try the products, they tend to fall in love with them. So it's just a way of getting the products in front of people and get them to try them. Okay, but when I do your launch, Helen, we'll fill out prize draws questionnaires with everybody, and if they want to borrow a pup box, it will be on, they'll tick the prize draw questionnaire. But I will send you the clip of how to do a pup box as well. So that's everything, unless anybody has any questions. Thank you all very much for listening in, and I shall speak to you all during the week. Thank you.